Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's sick video, doing JMA Friday for today's sick video. So as always on a Friday, we're having a look at the weather for the month ahead with the Japanese and the CFS B2 models. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first. The video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. And we've got a 10 to 14 day, which will probably be combined with Storm Watch coming up for you later on today as well. So please like, share, subscribe, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, okay, let's see what's going on with the JMA Ben. So this is the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly from the Arctic North Pole view down. This is being North Pole just here. You've got the wider Arctic circle around there, and then got mid-latitudes through here. So blue is extrapolating to below average heights, which is low pressure, yellow, orange, and red, to above average heights, which is high pressure. These are broken down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 7th today to the 14th of July. So the coming week looks unsettled. We've got an area of low pressure in the Atlantic into the west of Europe, into the UK and Ireland. It's in combination as well with some blocking around Greenland. So looks pretty unsettled there, with strong Atlantic flow bringing low pressure and wet weather in from off the Atlantic. Week 2, which is going to be the 14th, 21st of July, also looking unsettled with low pressure in from off the Atlantic. That will bring lots of unsettled conditions with it. High pressure around Greenland as well. So both weeks 1 and 2 looking unsettled there. Weeks 3 and 4 takes us from the 21st of July to the 4th of August, and we find that pressure probably starting to rise. One of those that's a little bit hard to decipher. Sometimes get these with a 2-weekly anomaly. We've still got some high pressure up towards Greenland. I would suspect we're beginning to get a bit of a ridge. It looks like the low pressure is weakening, so I suspect we've got a bit of a ridge starting to get going in the North Atlantic and across northern Europe, but I will put in a question mark there. So it could be transition, might be still be unsettled in week 3 and then towards higher pressure in week 4, something like that could be going on there. Let's have a look at the tropical mid-latitude view. So we can't see the Arctic, the North Pole, Greenland, all those areas off the chart up here. However, as we have a look at that view down, we know roughly what's going on. Of course, for week 1, low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic into the west of Europe, into the UK and I remember this takes from the 7th to 14th of July. It's week 1. So low pressure in control in the coming week. It means that the temperature, no, it's still a little bit above average, still on the slightly milder average side. I'm a little bit dubious about that, actually, given the dominance of the low pressure and the deepness of the low pressure. It's a wetter than average week as well. So warm and wet for week 1. Into week 2, which is going to be the 14th to the 21st of July. Again, we've got plenty of low pressure in the Atlantic into western and also northern Europe. The temperature anomaly has come down to be about average. That was slightly above, but about average really. Temperature anomaly within a degree of normal, and for precipitation it's another wet week as well for the UK and for Ireland. And then weeks 3 and 4, that rather strange anomaly, but might hint at some higher pressure. Certainly temperature anomalies are beginning to lift back up again, going back into the yellows, 1 to 2 degrees above normal. It is turning drier as well, so I think that's transitioning into higher pressure for weeks 3 and 4, but it's probably a slow process. It's not a strong signal for high pressure there, so it's probably like transitioning through week 3 and then perhaps getting towards high pressure in week 4. So by the end of July into early August, we might be back to summer. Well, let's have a look at CFSB2 and see how that compares. So again, these are 500 millibar height anomalies. They're broken down into a weekly periods. The first week period takes us from the 7th to the 13th of July. Again, we see low pressure below average heights out to the west of UK and Ireland in the week ahead as high pressure starts drifting over towards central and also eastern parts of Europe. So it's breaking down the high pressure. We're transitioning into low pressure and looking unsettled. Week 2 is going to be the 14th to the 20th of July. Quite deep low pressure into the north and west of Europe there. So again, looks very unsettled. Week 3 is going to be the 21st to the 27th of July, still with below average heights in the north and the west of Europe. Again, that does look unsettled. And then week 4 is going to be the 28th of July to the 3rd of August with below average heights again over and to the east of the country. That will pull down a cool northerly wind. There is also some blocking around Greenland. So, I mean, the next 4 weeks looking very unsettled there with the CFS low pressure control throughout. Temperature anomalies with the CFS for week 1, 7th to 13th of July. So definitely above average. I'm a little bit dubious about that. I don't think next week will be all that warm, but I could be wrong. Of course, we are having a couple of hot days like today and tomorrow, and it's going to be very warm on Sunday as well. So I suppose yes, that might be, that might work out. So week 2 will be the 14th to the 20th of July. Then we go down to average. Notice most parts of Europe are looking very, very cool, actually. And on into Russia as well. Also, northern and eastern parts of America looking very cool. Into week 3, which is the 21st to 27th of July. Close to ever so slightly above average. And then finally, week 4 is the 28th of July to the 3rd of August. Let's just highlight it. And that one is close to average again. So definitely a cooler July compared to that very, very warm and hot June that we have. And then precipitation-wise, week 1, 7th, 13th of July, that's coming out wetter than average. Also, week 2, which is the 14th to the 20th of July, is coming out average or above average for rainfall, particularly so in the north. Week 3 is going to be the 21st, 27th of July. That's coming out wetter than average as well. And then week 4, we've pretty much lost the signal at this point. But as low pressure is still close to the country, I would have thought that's likely to be unsettled again. Once more, notice most parts of Northern Europe are looking rather on the wetter than average side. So, unsettled, cool and unsettled July with JMA Friday. It's only a couple of weeks ago, though. It was looking like it could be shades of 76 and whatnot. So, these long-range models, medium long-range models, they are very variable, and so they change. It's just a snapshot of what the JMA and CFS are showing today, but they could look different when we look at them again in a couple of weeks' time, because I'm off on holiday next week, so no JMA Friday next Friday. Okay, right, that's it then. So we're going to be back shortly with Day 14 day. I think we combine Stormwatch with that as well, so it'll be quite a long video, that one, but a lot of data to get through with that one, but it will be appearing a little bit later on this afternoon. For this one, though, for JMA Friday this week, that's all now, and thanks for watching.